Okay, David.
You're fine, good.
Thank you for coming to talk to us today.
No problem.
It's nice of you to give your time up and
Quite
let us know a bit about yourself and your past.
Right.
We'll start off with the first question.
I can't remember what questions I put down there.
Right,
so
well that might be good.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll
Shoot
have an
from
answer.
the hip.
Have you always lived in Bramley?
No.
If not, when did you move here? And can you remember your first impression of the area?
We moved to Bramley in about 2010, I think it was. After I say I was living in Greece at the time. It's a nice place. The shopping centre's great.
Yeah.
It'll be great when we get some seats back.
Where were you from originally?
Well, I was born in near Preston,
Right.
in Lancashire,
Right.
where they talk like that.
You've still got a bit of that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid I do. When I go over to see what people I know over there, they think I've got a very broad Yorkshire accent. But people over here think you're not from here. You're from Lancashire.
You've got that little
A
twang.
little bit of a twang. Yeah.
Yeah. So you like Bramley?
It's nice. Yeah. It's a lovely place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing at all wrong with
You've
it.
settled well here.
Yeah,
then?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, lovely place.
What kind of? Sorry, did you go to the Saturday matinee?
I didn't.
You didn't.
When I was a kid, no, we didn't have. Well, I'm saying I didn't. On odd occasions, it wasn't a regular thing. I didn't go. A lot of the kids went every Saturday, but I had better things to do on a Saturday.
So what did you do? Climbing trees.
That's the one. Yeah, just
Chasing the girls.
messing around, basically. You know, it's sitting inside on a nice day. Just it wasn't something I liked doing. Playing football.
Not for everybody.
Used to play
is it?
cricket, go for a ride on your bike. You know, that kind of thing.
Right. You might have wanted to spend your money a bit more.
Didn't have much money then.
Oh, right. Okay.
£2 a week spending money then.
What kind of community support do you remember from your childhood?
None at all.
None at all.
None at all. I don't recall any. When we had 2 kids and the inflation rate was at 15%, nobody came around and said, "Oh, you're struggling. Here's a whatever." Just get on with it.
So when you were younger, did you not do anything in your community like going to scouts or?
I used to every plot night. I used to same plot night. Used to collect wood for the local. We used to have a big bonfire in Hebden Bridge.
Right.
You've probably heard of it. Biggest bonfire in Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah.
And it was organised by Round Table, and I had a few mates.
Right.
Even when I was a 10-year-old, I had a few mates whose dads were in Round Table. We used to go help him, that kind of thing. That's about the only community thing
Right, okay.
I got into, really.
What was your favourite flower as a child?
Sunflowers. Still is.
Why is that?
Because they're a happy flower.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
make me smile.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I don't remember them as a child, to be honest, but they seem to have come back into.
Yeah.
Into
You see a lot more of them now. Yeah, but
And
sunflowers, they're gorgeous. They're happy flowers.
And they last a long time.
Yeah, and they follow the sun.
Yeah, that's
as well.
right.
So you know.
Did you have a lot in Greece when you were there?
All over the place.
Yeah.
They grow them for the seeds for oil.
Right.
Yeah, fields and fields and fields of them.
That's probably why you like them then.
Well, yeah.
Did you have different vegetables than we have nowadays? When you were younger?
We used to. I speak to my mother now and again about what we ate when we were kids, and she used to boil the living daylights out of stuff. Mushy carrots and boiled potatoes and everything.
Cabbage.
Cabbage and apart from that, the vegetables were the same. They're just cooked differently.
Yeah.
Now you have them al dente
Yeah.
and a bit of bite to them and the crunch and they're nice.
Yeah.
You know.
The smell of boiled cabbage when it's been overcooked.
Lasts forever. Lasts forever. Can't get rid of it.
Next question. What was the first gadget that you ever owned?
A transistor radio.
All
A
right.
little box about that big.
The other lady I interviewed the other day said that. And,
Yeah.
I had one as well.
Yeah. Take it to bed at night, listen to the radio, look under.
That's what she used to do.
Under the covers.
What makes you happy?
Oh, people smiling.
That's exactly what the other lady said.
Yeah, a smile, it's infectious.
That's right.
If you've not got one, give them one of yours.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a good thing to smile.
Yeah.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah, I like telling a lot of jokes as well, as you've probably found out.
Are they good?
He's over there, he's not watching.
Are they good jokes?
Some of them are a bit. I'm into those that make you go, oh. You know.
How can you remember jokes?
Well, it's coming up to Christmas time. What's Father Christmas's wife called? Merry Christmas. It's
I bet that goes down well.
Well, yeah, but I've been telling it since I was about 10-year-old. Yeah, it's one of those jokes. Yeah.
If you ever went abroad for a family holiday, what year, where, how, and the
My
cost of it?
first memory of a holiday abroad, if you can call the Channel Islands abroad, was Alderney in the Channel Islands. I think I was 8 or 9.
Right, that's a lovely place.
Yeah,
isn't it, Channel
family
Islands?
holiday, yeah. We went for a fortnight.
So it would
We've
it
been there about
might
9
have cost
times.
quite a lot then, not?
It wasn't cheap,
No,
but my dad ran a shop and we had sufficient funds, let's say.
you're lucky then
Yeah.
that you went as well, because it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lovely place. What was the first address you can remember?
32 Burnley Road, Mythenroyd.
Right, is that a family home or?
That's where the shop was.
Oh, right, okay. So that's where you started.
That's where we moved from near Preston when I was about 9 months old, because my mum and dad are from Halifax,
Right, okay.
and they moved back to Mythenroyd when I was that age, and we lived there till I left when I was about 18, 19.
Right,
So yeah, family home.
okay. I suppose you have fond memories of it.
Some good, some bad. Yeah, it flooded, as you
Oh,
know.
did it? Oh,
Hebden
right.
Bridge, Mythenroyd, Calder
yeah,
Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and again
Yeah,
the river would come up and we
Yeah.
used to look out the window and my dad would say, well, you better get stuff out the cellar now. And then we'd watch it coming up the river, up the side of the bank.
Yeah.
And at a certain level, we'd get stuff out the cellar, and then at another level, we'd put it on the stairs, up. So that, yeah.
I don't think you'll have that problem in Bramley.
No, they still have it in the Calder Valley, though.
Oh, yeah.
After all the money
Yeah,
they spent, it still
yeah,
floods.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
How
C'est
many
la vie.
people lived in your childhood home?
My mum, my dad, and my sister, and me.
Nice, that's very
And a
nice.
budgie called Peter.
Who was your inspiration when you were very young?
Douglas Bader.
And why is that?
Because he's a hero. Lost his legs in a flying accident, and they said he'd never fly again, and he did. Helped to win the war.
Yeah,
So yeah, Douglas Bader, definitely.
that's good. Yeah, he's a real hero. When you were a teenager, did you think you would have achieved what you have achieved so far? And if not, how did you imagine your life?
Oh, I had plans when I was a kid, and they all the best laid plans of mice and men and all that.
Were you going to be a pilot?
That was one of the things I was aiming at. Yeah, because I was in the ATC when I was
Right.
about 12-year-old. I think I joined the ATC, 13 maybe. I got a glider pilot's license when I was 16, and life caught up with me. I left school and I was going to join the RAF.
Yeah.
I had the plans. They were just talking about supersonic flight. Concorde came
Yeah.
around. It wasn't there at the time, but then I thought I'll get my pilot license. I'll spend 10 years in the RAF being a pilot. Discharge myself from the RAF. By that time, they'll have Concorde. I'll be a Concorde pilot till I'm 50. Retire as a millionaire. Thank you very much. Yeah,
What
here I am.
happened?
Here I am.
What happened then? So what path did you go down?
Oh, it's such a. I don't want to tell you really,
No.
but I will.
Well, if you don't.
No, because I wanted to join the RAF, but we had a headmaster at the school I went to who was a Quaker, and he wouldn't sign my release papers to join the RAF.
Okay.
So I just said, right then, if you don't want me to join the RAF, I'm not stopping at your school. So I left, and I got a job as an apprentice gas fitter.
All right. Oh, that's good.
I could have had 3 jobs. I
good
applied for
trade.
3 apprenticeships when I was 16, and I was offered all 3.
Right.
And I took the gas fitting one
Right.
because it looked easier.
And is that what you've done?
For a while,
Right.
yeah, I got qualified,
Yeah.
and then natural gas conversion came along, and that's where the money was. So I up sticks and went working all over the country.
Sounds like you've had a very good,
Good fun.
work life and
Good fun, yeah.
having an apprenticeship is,
Yeah.
is always a
I
stable,
was earning in
stable
1970, 71, 72. I was coming out with over £200 a week.
That's good.
I'm not earning that now. My pension's not that now. But there you go. That's what you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was earning a lot of money at the time.
Right. Very good.
It was we get bonuses. The job needed doing, so they paid us a lot to do it. I used to
Yeah.
get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, finish at 10 o'clock at
Yeah.
night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday was a bit easier.
Right.
But we had to.
Yeah.
You get an area to do, and it needs to. You can't say,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I'll come back next week," because the gas comes on.
Right.
The natural gas comes on instead of the town's gas.
Yeah.
Nothing will work until you've got it converted.
Sounds
So
like-
every area needed doing straight away.
Right. Sounds like it was.
It was a rush.
Hard, busy.
Yeah,
Busy work
yeah.
life.
That's why they
Yeah.
paid us so much.
Yeah. What is the secret to a long life?
Happiness, laughing,
Telling jokes.
telling jokes. Look at Ken Dodd,
Oh yeah. Hey, how old were you? You were quite old.
90 something,
Yeah. Yeah.
92, 93.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Couldn't
good.
stop the man laughing.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Can you remember the first ever magazine that you bought?
Yes, I think it was the Eagle.
Right.
Hello down there. Oh, hello.
I don't really know about boys' comics.
Well, it's the Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Tempest
heard of
Fugit
it.
and all
I
that.
have heard of it.
He had a spaceship
Yeah,
called
right,
Tempest
okay.
Fugit.
Right. Not Beano.
Which it does.
Not Beano. No.
No, well, it was about.
Right.
But I was, and then we got the Hotspur as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was, you know.
Yeah.
My dad wouldn't let me have the things like the Dandy and the Beano
Oh, wouldn't I?
because, well, they're silly. They are. Well, all right.
You're not going to learn anything from
Well, I
them.
used to go to my mate's house and read them. Didn't have them in our house though.
Who was your favourite music star and what did you like about them?
My favourite music star.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. I used to like Cat Stevens. I like ELO. The Travelling Wilburys. The Beatles,
a wide
of course.
variety there.
Well, yeah, Queen.
You can't miss them off, can you?
Not
Beatles and
really,
Queen.
you know, but
Yeah.
but Led Zeppelin at one point.
Yeah.
Heavy metal stuff.
Yeah.
Status Quo.
Yeah.
You know, all that's
All those
yeah.
things I like. As
Well, when I was a kid, we had the light program and we had Saturday Club. And then the Beatles came along and changed it all. And Radio Caroline.
Yeah.
Not that we could get Caroline so much up here.
Change the pop music.
It
world.
certainly did, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How come cats and dogs never live together like they do today?
I really don't know, but cats and dogs do seem to get on a bit more than they used to, don't they? We lived in Northumberland.
Right. I don't know why, but
We lived in Northumberland for 10 years, and we had a dog. We had two dogs and a cat, and we used to take the dog for a walk, and the cat would come with us.
not on a lead.
And no, just
follow
used to
it.
follow us, and
Right.
we get. So the dog needed to go for a longer walk, but we get so far away from the house, the cat would just stop and sit there and howl till we came back.
Right.
Seriously,
Right. They're
Till we
very
got back.
intelligent, aren't the cats?
they seem to be, but they've got a roaming license, so
And
they,
they've got they do what they want as well.
you never own a cat; they own you.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with that.
But I don't know why they didn't used to get on, but
No.
they do seem to now.
Yeah, they
Although
do.
you do see them running away from one another a bit.
I think that probably more people might have cats and dogs together now.
Yeah, scary.
How much pocket money did you get as a child?
As I said, about two bob.
Did you have to do anything for it? And
Yeah, with my dad having a shop, it was an off licence. We had a
Right.
storeroom. My job was bottling up every day
right,
before I went to school.
you mean stocking shelves?
Yeah, bottling up. So yeah,
Right.
filling
Oh,
out
right.
shelves with stuff.
Yeah.
And then at weekend, polishing the floor. Yeah,
Well, they probably did you well doing that.
going down the cellar, getting the coal to light the
Give
fire in
you-
the morning. Yeah, that was me.
They probably set you on the right path for your future career.
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
But that's that's what you had to do. We didn't have central heating. We had a coal fire. Weather like this, ice on the windows on the
I
inside.
think everybody did in those.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was life, wasn't it? You had to be pretty rich to have central heating when
That's
I was a
right.
kid.
Yeah. Oh, you had icicles on your windows in
Yeah, yeah,
in the winter.
yeah.
I remember
All
that.
the time.
Yeah. Who was the Prime Minister when you were a child?
I think the only one I remember is Macmillan. You never had it so good. 1964. I can't remember who was in. Who
No,
was.
I
I know
don't
when I was a kid, I think Churchill was in at one point, but I was too young to remember it.
Right.
I've still got my ration card though.
I think we did Churchill at school. I don't know if he were Prime Minister.
I'm not sure who was. No, the one I remember is the 60s.
Right.
Harold Macmillan.
Right.
You never had it so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Can you remember returning pop bottles for deposit and what?
Well, yeah, with my dad having a shop, they used to bring them back to us.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there was a pub up the road where the kids, his yard, you could get into fairly easily, and the kids used to get the bottles out of his yard and bring them back to our shop for the money. And then I used to take them
Good
back to the
thinking.
pub for the money. It was, yeah, a bit of a rip-off, really. That's when my dad decided that all his bottles, we used to get a rubber stamp and stamp all the labels with our shop name on. And if kids
Right.
brought the bottle back without our name on, not give it, oh, well, we'll leave it then.
That were good.
Yeah, because...
Entrepreneurial, that.
Well, we had more bottles than cases. That's
Right.
we ended up with more bottles than we had cases
Right,
for.
right.
And so we
Because
just said,
of
right, I'll
problem.
put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thinking, that. What radio programme did you used to enjoy when you were a child?
Radio programme.
Yeah.
Saturday Club.
Saturday Club.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember that
Well,
one.
it was on a Saturday morning between, I think it was 9 and 12. Pop music.
All right.
Yeah.
Did it have a DJ on it or?
Yeah, but I can't remember his name. You'll remember his name though, won't you? Yeah. I can't remember his name. But
Right.
he did Sounds of the 60s for long
It's
enough.
something to Google for later. That.
Yeah, Google it, people. Yeah, it was a Saturday Club, and then, as I say, Radio Caroline came along, and then in 1967,
That would have been Tony Blackburn, wasn't it? Were he on there?
1967, September 3rd, Tony Blackburn.
Oh, that's it.
He was the first Radio 1, when we had Radio 1, Radio 2, the third programme became Radio 3,
Right.
and the home service became Radio 4, didn't it? Yeah, I remember.
What was your favourite lesson in school? and
Geography.
Why? Geography.
Geography,
You like travelling, obviously.
yeah,
Right.
I love it.
You still like geography now?
I still
then? Oh,
do,
travelling.
yeah. I still, yeah.
Yeah, and finding out about places.
Yeah. Looking at stuff, and I like travelling. I did when I was in Round Table in 1991. We did the Euro Auto Challenge. We had to get round all the EEC. It was the EEC then.
Right.
We had to get round all 12 countries as quick as possible on surface transport.
All right.
That was a laugh.
How did you do that?
We got a car from a local garage. So when I was living in Northumberland. And we spent 3 months planning it with the new thing, the computer, laptop job,
Right.
and a route planner program on a floppy disk. Those are the days.
I remember from
Yeah, well, yeah. And then we spent 3 months planning it, and we set off. We'd have to do all 12 countries, and it took us 72 hours
was
and
quick.
9 minutes.
That was quick.
Well, the only time we stopped was once we'd got going. We stopped for petrol and changing drivers. And every time we stopped for petrol, we changed drivers. So we had drive, rest, navigate, drive, rest, navigate all the way around. 72 hours non-stop.
Well planned.
We didn't win. There's a competition. We didn't win.
What was the winning time?
The winning time was the Met Police, and they cheated.
Oh,
Because we worked it out after we'd finished with it. We got back and did another 3 months of working it out. It was impossible to do what they did because of the ferries.
Right.
Because you've got to get from England,
yeah.
UK to Ireland
Right.
and back.
Right.
You've got to get from Greece to Italy. That's 9 hours.
Right.
And then it was impossible.
They cheated.
Their
somehow.
time, and we found out why. They got a police escort,
Oh.
so they didn't break
Yeah,
the law.
Speeded up.
They didn't break the law in any other. That was one of the rules. You don't break the law. You break the law in any other countries, you're disqualified.
Right.
So with a police escort, 90 mile an hour, not a problem.
Right.
And I think that's how they managed it.
Right. Okay. Not so good then.
There you go.
How did you get to school?
Walked,
As everybody did, I think.
as everybody did then.
On
Yeah,
your
nobody
own,
had
or
cars.
did you go with-
Some kids had bikes,
Right.
but the school was only 300 yards away, 400 yards away.
Were you on your own? Or
I used to walk with my sister
Right.
till I got fed up. Let's say.
It won't
I'm not
cool
going with
to
my
walk
sister
with
again. I'm not going with my sister again. Can't I go on my own? That kind of thing, as you do.
Yeah. Who was your favourite teacher as a child?
Mrs. Moyse. When I started school, I was in J1, 2 and 3 and 4, and in 1, 2 and 3, Mrs. Moyse was the infant's head, if you like, and she was wonderful.
So from a young age,
Oh yeah,
she had a big impression.
yeah,
on
she
you.
did. Yeah, I think everybody that went to that school thought the world of her.
Right.
Yeah, nice lady. Yeah.
What was your favourite TV programme as a child, and why?
My favourite TV programme. I don't suppose I had a real favourite one. You know, there was 6-5 Special. Again, pop music.
Oh, yeah.
And Ready Steady Go.
Yeah.
And that developed into Top of the Pops. So yeah, that kind
You're
of thing.
into music then?
And Tomorrow's World was good. I used to
Right.
like Tomorrow's World.
Oh, yeah.
And the Untouchables. Elliot Ness and the Untouchables. I used to like watching that. Various things.
Did you watch it when you were younger then? Any programme when you were young, or didn't you have a TV?
We had a TV. I can remember being at me Uncle Frank's watching the coronation. I'd be about 2.5, and I can remember being there. I don't remember watching it, but I can remember being there with everybody, and because they had a television and we didn't.
You were all crowded
And
around.
then later on, we got a television when I was about 5, 6, I think. And the first thing I did was scratch my name on it. My mother tells me.
Scratch.
I got a nail and scratched my name, DPW, on the right at the top of the yeah, brilliant. So, yeah, rock on. Yeah, she's tells me about that every now and again. You know how parents are. Do you remember?
I wonder why you did that. What made you do that?
God knows. I haven't a clue. I just did it, you know.
Right. How did you travel to anywhere when you were young?
Mainly, if I wanted to get to the next town, I had a bike. I think I got my first bike of my own when I was 10. So anywhere I wanted to go, I used a bike. My dad had a motorbike for a while, and then we used to have friends of the family that took us on holiday. We had a guy up in Cragvale who had a taxi, and he ran us to the airport. When we went to Alderney, he took us to the airport. One time he came with us, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I lived in Mythenroyd, and people that know Mythenroyd know that everybody knows everybody else. And if you kick somebody, half at town limps. Still true. Still true.
Might have to make a visit to Mythenroyd.
Oh, go on, have a look. You're Hebden Bridge as well. The Pennines gateway to the Pennines.
Hebden Bridge.
Yeah,
Holmfirth.
very, very twee.
Do you like Holmfirth?
That's another little place that's a bit like Hebden Bridge. Yeah, famous for Holmfirth's famous for being on the television. Hebden Bridge is famous for being Hebden Bridge.
Right. I have been to those places. Anyway.
Yeah.
They are very nice. Did you go to the seaside, and where was it if you did?
Mainly get on a train and go to Blackpool.
Oh,
Mostly Blackpool for away days, if you like. Didn't go very Skegness once or twice.
Right.
Bit of a longer trip, but Skegness
On the train.
on the train.
Right.
Yeah, for odd weekends and things. Yeah, but we had a shop, so I mean we didn't go too far because the shop, because it was an off license, it had to be open. This was the law.
Was
Once
it
you've got
open
your
every
license.
day apart from Sunday then?
It was open on a Sunday, 12 till 2 and
was it?
7 till 10.
Oh, right.
Licensing hours. You had to.
Right.
They don't now. You can pick your licensing laws have changed. A shop can pick its own time, and you can be open 24 hours now.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, we had to open the shop on a Sunday.
Oh, right.
With stipulation part of the law.
Right.
So we didn't go too far. We went to see my uncles and my aunties and my granddad and things between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and get back for 7 o'clock at night to open the shop.
Right.
Bit of a tie, but you know.
Hard work is owning a shop.
Yeah,
My parents had a shop.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I know all about it. Long hours.
yeah.
What was the most unusual mode of transport you have ever travelled in on, and where?
Well, I think when I was a kid, before I got my bike, I had a scooter.
Right.
And I used to... My sister had a bike, and if we wanted to go and see my Uncle Frank or my granddad in Halifax, she'd just ride the bike and I'd go on the scooter.
You were scooting behind.
Behind.
I bet she were miles in front.
Yeah, but she used to wait for me.
Apart from the hills.
Yeah, yeah.
How much was your first job's hourly rate?
Well, that would depend on what you call my first job. I mean, I started work for my dad, really, when I was a kid. I had a paper round. I got 12 shillings a week for doing my paper round. I only had 6 papers to deliver because 3 of them were up that hill and 3 were up that hill.
Oh, right.
So that's why I needed the bike.
So,
And I took over from a guy who had a horse. He did it on the horseback.
Did he?
Yeah, can't remember his name either, but anyway.
you must have been fitting, when you were younger then. I mean, I'm not saying you're not now, but to go up hills and
Well,
things.
yeah, but it's great coming down.
Oh, yeah, there is that.
Yeah, added bonus. No hands. Look, no teeth.
How
That's an old joke.
How old were you on your first visit to a pub for an alcoholic drink?
For an alcoholic drink, I must have been 16.
As most people were.
As
in the
most
old
people
days.
were, but I couldn't have a drink in the village that I grew up in Mythenroyd, because my dad had an off licence and all the licensees knew him and knew me.
Right.
I had to go to Hebden Bridge and have a drink there and pretend to look old.
Put your makeup on.
Yeah, couldn't wait
That's a
to
joke.
look old, and now I wish I want to look younger, but you know,
You don't look old.
you feel it.
Which was the first car you remember riding in?
The first car I remember was Uncle Jim. He had a Ford Popular, sit-up and bed car, and my Uncle Frank had a Ford Prefect van, because he was a butcher.
I remember those.
He was a butcher. He had a van. So those were those two. Ford.
Right.
I often thought, this is another little joke, I often thought that when I get old enough to buy a car, I'll buy one I can afford. And when I say afford, I mean afford.
Just throw that one in there.
Just chuck that one in, yeah.
Last question then.
Go on.
If you have flown anywhere, where was your first flight and where from and to?
The first flight, again, was from Manchester Airport to Guernsey, and then on a little Royal Mail flight from Guernsey to Alderney. Yeah.
Right. No, that's is that a long time ago? Or?
I was 8 or 9, yeah. I think I was 8,
Right.
first time we went.
That would be quite an experience then.
Yeah, because I was into flying. Douglas Bader flying. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a jet. It was a jet aircraft from Manchester, a Caravelle, I think it was called, and then a little Royal Mail biplane from Guernsey to Alderney.
So there wouldn't have been many
Where
people on it.
there were 10, and they weighed us, and we had to after they weighed us, they put us in certain seats to balance the aircraft. Mm. Yeah, and my mum swears to this day she watched the same wave all the way from Guernsey to Alderney. Because the floorboard, you could see through amazing. See through the floor.
Anyway, David, thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure. I hope people enjoy it.
It's been very
and have a laugh. That's the main thing. Have a laugh.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.